in trying to see that money allocated under the TARP program is fully accounted for. And obviously many of us feel that has not happened with the first half of the money. But as of next week sometime, the Obama administration now has the legal right to deploy the $350 billion. What our colleague from Minnesota, Mr. Walls, has thoughtfully put forward is an amendment that will require the Treasury to make available on the internet all of the reports that are required under the bill. The bill requires reports, but they will now be made immediately available on the internet.
I thank the gentleman, and hearing what I've just heard, I'd like to thank the chairman of the full committee. It is clear that we will, for months, years to come, be looking at the failures of TARP, the failures to properly consider the allocation of these funds before they were delivered, and to lock down appropriately the ways in which it could be spent. Notwithstanding failures in our hurried legislation, it is also very clear that the effectiveness or lack thereof, the honesty or lack thereof of the expenditure of these funds is critical if we're going to regain confidence by the American people that in a future emergency situation, we will be able to quickly allocate resources to a problem and then have those resources used properly. So I thank the gentleman for offering this amendment. I thank the chairman for his willingness to accept this amendment that will allow the IG to report to the committees of jurisdiction so that we can in fact look for the waste, fraud, and abuse in this legislation and its carrying out. Thank you, and yield back.
Gentleman from Arizona, continue. And as has been pointed out, we have been given indications that the Senate does not plan to act on this. Of course, I can recall a number of times when people on both sides have said, we're going to go ahead, whether they do or don't. I will say this, much of what we put in this bill can be done even if it doesn't pass. And I regard this as a very important vote that we will have later to strengthen our hand in making sure the Treasury does what we think is necessary, even if it doesn't become law. Almost everything in the bill could be done even without statutory change. This may be one of the few things that requires statutory change, so I would say this to the gentleman from Arizona. If I'm correct, and this is one of the few pieces that would require a statutory change to expand the special ID's authority, we will work together to get a suspension bill through that will do that. That is abstracting from some of the rest of it, because again, it's now a given that the second 350 will be spent. So I just wanted to give the gentleman that assurance that while almost everything else in this bill can be done, and we're really insisting that they should use authority that they have, to the extent that this would require statutory change, I believe we could do a very quick, non-controversial suspension.